the signs that in the front say, please wear a mask when you come in. You didn't do that. So I'm asking you politely to leave.
Okay, well, what's the next thing you're going to say if I'm not wearing
I have mall security.
if I'm not wearing a waistband around my waist, you're going to tell me to leave? What grounds?
Exclusive.
Your rules don't require a face mask.
The signs are on the door.
The signs pertain to the governor's mandate. So if you want to enforce the governor's mandate, then enforce them correctly, because they make an exception for exercising. Okay, the exception is that you do not have to wear a face mask when you are exercising. Now, if you could please leave me alone so I can exercise, because at this point, I feel like I'm being harassed.
No, she's not being harassed. She's being a piece of work and a problem. Because cut out of here with this thought that you are entitled to businesses, that these outside entities, that you can dictate the rules. No, you know what? It's so weird, because before any of the pandemic, there were signs that often said no shoes, no shirt, no service. People weren't out here objecting to them. And those are the business's decree. If the business said you can't roll through here without, a pair of Timbs, then you can't roll through here. I don't understand what the problem is, Ben.
Yeah, I mean, look, let's be real. Conservatives have been desperate for some way to call themselves oppressed for decades now, right? They spend so much time trying to ruin everybody else's life and make systems that are just the worst, right? Oppressing people in real significant ways. But they've had this sort of idea of oh, I have to be this victim in this situation. I'm the one that's really oppressed. It's very, very sort of common among these right wingers. And so of course, they're not gonna let this mask thing go. They're not gonna let this mask thing go, even though it's a very basic entry level thing that is just good for public health. We all should still be wearing masks, regardless as to whether or not there's a mandate in town or not. I don't know if you know this, but COVID is spiking again. And now there's a new strain that even in China, where they have the zero COVID policy and they have the strict lockdowns, they're still having struggles keeping up with this brand new strain. And so, do we think that it's somehow magically not gonna affect people in the United States? We should all still be wearing masks. The business said, hey, please wear a mask. And she's just outraged because she just doesn't want to wear a mask. But I think on some level, it's not even about not wanting to wear a mask. It's about wanting to, I don't know, just wanting to be oh, look at me, I'm a champion for freedom and rights, but not for other people or anything like that. But for me though, my rights.
Well, so I agree with you. I don't think it's about mass. And so I actually have a theory why we're seeing certain demographics be the ones to push back so hard. And so just kind of generally in our society, there's been this mentality when it comes to white people, that white people are of an innocence, that there is something cleanly, clean, good, all that natured about white people. So the thought that they're not an implicit threat. The fact is that when we're dealing with this virus, we don't know who has it, and it can be spread easily. And the thought that everyone is potentially a threat. So you have people who've spent their entire lives living this implicit notion that they are not a threat, that they are clean, that they are good, all of these positive reinforcement things. And now you're asking them to embrace the ideology now that they pose a threat. And this is problematic to them. This is why they are so opposed to masks, because they don't want to embrace the thought that, hey, they may be a threat to other people, because it goes against their view of their identity and what they hold sacred. And so I think that's why we're seeing so much division on racial lines, also so many pushback with racial issues. And this is compounded on the George Floyd conversations we're having. And it's also why we see so many people of certain demographics who've enjoyed that thought of being innocent and clean, particularly white women, having such big issues with the thought that no, you do pose a threat just like everybody else. But that's my own theory based on the sociological things that I do for a living, and I just shared it with you.